Hello, guys, gals, and our non binary pals. Welcome to Pretty Terrifying. Now, in this video, I will be breaking down and talking about the new trailer 2 for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Now, before we continue, I would like to sincerely apologize. It is currently almost 1 in the morning, and I don't want to set up a camera or anything just because I want to go to bed afterwards. I am tired, but I figured I'd get this video out. Anyways, let's go over the trailer, break it down, and let me share some of my thoughts. Immediately once the trailer starts, we get a look at Vanessa laying in bed, and then Mike and Vanessa sitting at a restaurant, where Mike is asking the question to Vanessa, you want to talk about your bad dreams, basically. And I think this is a good point because it shows the trauma she went through. Because if you know from the first movie, she was absolutely terrified to stand up to her father. From my perspective, I think William, which is her father in the movie universe, is basically having this chokehold on her, mostly ran by fear. I have a theory that Vanessa knew what her father did and knew what he was capable of, but didn't say anything out of fear that something might happen to her and she would face retaliation. Then, as a new scene pops up, we get a voiceover from Vanessa saying, "It's always the same," as we see a younger version of Vanessa running away and then closing a door behind her down a hallway. Then we cut back to the restaurant scene where Mike and Vanessa are sitting. You get a glimpse of Vanessa, and then it goes right to Mike, and he says, "Your dad." Afterwards, we cut back to a scene where young Vanessa is hiding, and she can see the door open, and you can see a figure opening the door, basically, and it's kind of obvious. It's William Afton. It's Matthew Lillard's William Afton. But you get to see some animatronic parts. And then something I want to focus on is the blueprints for Freddy Fazbear. You can see a little bit of Chica over there. I think through that scene, it's the blueprints for the original gang, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. Now, specifically on the blueprint for Freddy Fazbear, you can see like little notes that says the top hat is for any top performer and eyes to glow. But I really want to specifically look at where it says version 3.0. Now, my theory is that 1.0 was Fredbear, which is one of the original characters created by William Afton and his business partner, which I will get to later in the video, that kind of started it, and then they expanded it in the games. But I think 1.0 is Fredbear, right? 2.0 is going to be pretty much the original Freddy, the unwithered Freddy, as he's referred to in the game, which I will talk a bit more about him later. And then 3.0, he looks very similar to Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Freddy. So in the games, that comes later. And it seems to be kind of lining up with the movie universe, mostly because in the beginning of the last trailer, not this one, the one before it, where they talked about how this new location we're seeing was the original. And I have a theory that the Unwithered Freddy was part of a joint restaurant with Fredbear's. Now, I don't have any evidence to back it up, but, I mean, it's what I thought of. After the Blumhouse title card, we get to see Vanessa opening a closet and grabbing a box. She's starting to put a couple things on the shelf, but one thing that caught my eye was Garrett's plane from the first movie. Now, if you don't remember, from the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie, Garrett, which was Mike's younger brother, was kidnapped and eventually killed by William Afton. Now, I'm curious to see if Mike sees it in the movie, how is he going to react to it? Because I know in the first Five Nights movie, he would try to go through his dream over and over again of the events that led up to Garrett's kidnapping. And he has very close emotional ties. And I'm just curious to see how it would be handled and see his reaction to it. While all this is going on, we're getting a voiceover from Mike saying we're never going to be able to move forward until we get rid of the mess that he left in your mind. Then we get to see a shot of Vanessa saying, "My father was a monster. You know that." While that dialogue was playing over, we get to see our very first look at William Afton, portrayed by Matthew Lillard, and oh boy, this guy looks fantastic. I really love Matthew Lillard. He's one of my favorite actors, and seeing him come back as William Afton, he seems very intimidating and threatening, and yeah, I really love seeing it. But we get to see him standing in the shadows and then grabbing a knife. And then we cut to another shot where it's him in the yellow rabbit costume grabbing a knife, and just we get to see him standing in a kitchen. Now, this could be like a hallucination or some kind of bad memory from Vanessa, but from the way that the kitchen looks, I'm going to assume it's the kitchen at Freddy's. Just because I think that's just gonna make more sense. I think it's him doing the missing children's incident, or who knows, but we'll figure it out once we see the film. Also, side note, we also get to see a scene of him kind of like speed walking down a hallway in the yellow rabbit costume while raising a knife. And oh my god, as someone who really wants to be a filmmaker, and I love shots like that. You know, it's kind of basic, but it looks so cool, and he seems so threatening, and I cannot wait to see this on the big screen. We then cut to a scene with Mike going through a folder, and then we see a picture of a little girl. While we're experiencing this, we get voiceover, and then we cut to Skeet Ulrich's character saying they said it was an accident. Now, they kept trying to keep Skeet's character a secret, but we all know who he's playing, and this scene is further evidence of that. And he's playing a character by the name of Henry Emily. Now, Henry Emily in the game series, is pretty much William Afton's business partner. They're both co-founders of Fazbear Entertainment, Freddy Fazbear's, Fredbear's, and Henry was a robotics genius. From what we see, he has a similar backstory to his video game counterpart, where William kills his daughter, and it turns into a big thing. It was covered up, but I want to go to the little girl's picture in this scene. Pretty obvious that she is Charlotte Emily, which is Henry Emily's daughter, which she was killed by William Afton, like I just said a few seconds ago. And in the video game, she goes to possess the puppet, aka the marionette. But let's continue onward in the scene where pretty much Skeet's character saying it was an accident. But until those 5 kids went missing a few years later, he knew that his daughter Charlotte was killed by William Afton. You could tell this is pretty much a grieving father. You can tell, like, his messy hair and his beard. He's not really keeping up with himself, and he knows what William did, and William got away with it. Next, we see a scene with Charlie carrying a young child onto the main stage while she screams in front of partygoers and all attendees. This shot looks insane. It looks so cool. I'm assuming that she's carrying a character named Sammy, which is a character from the novel trilogy, the Silver Eyes trilogy, where it's basically Charlie's young brother. I'm thinking that Sammy was killed and she was trying to escape or try to get help. We also get to see a quick shot of her collapsing. It could be from exhaustion or she was wounded in some type of way as well. Next, we get a shot of Abby, one of the main characters from the first movie, with a young boy getting off the school bus and walking to school, and the boy asks her if she's ever going back to Freddy's. Now, if you watch the other trailers for the movie, all I'll say is we get to see the school later on with Toy Chica, but it's kind of inevitable it was going to happen. Next, we get a shot of basically Abby riding her bike to the this movie's pizzeria. So, I mean, she always, like, I know in the first movie, she was always dedicated to helping her friends, which were the animatronics in that movie, and I don't think she's gonna resist the urge to try to help them in any way that she can. Side tangent, we also get a scene of the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria sign. It looks like it's been changed from what it was originally. I don't want to get into the drama too much, but the original artist was not a good person, so it looks like they digitally altered it, and it looks fantastic. Very good. I think the person who made it was named Snartles. I could be wrong, but here's a picture of their profile. Um, Go check them out. Support your artists. I just wanted to say that. Next, we get to see a scene of Mike holding a pamphlet for Freddy Fazbear's. Presumably, he's still at Skeet's character's house, but he's pretty much saying, my sister's there. How do I deal with it and go try and help her? I think that's how the scene's going to play out, but who knows? Then we get to see a shot of Abby going into the pizzeria and then a small shot of the pizzeria itself. And I just have to say, the set design is beautiful. It looks big, expansive, a lot of fun things to do, but it's during the nighttime when it's dark and it just looks ominous, creepy, but compelling at the same time. We also get a scene of Abby walking towards the stage, and then the screen cuts to black, and then you see Toy Chica powering up. Again, Jim Henson's Creature Shop did amazing with these animatronics. They look fantastic. The screen then says December 5th, which is when the movie releases, and then we get to see a scene of Mike and Vanessa walking into the pizzeria, presumably for the first time, and then you hear something that comes from the depths of hell itself. It's the laugh from motherfucking Balloon Boy. I fucking hate this character. He's a small little fucking twat. The amount of times I've died because of him to Foxy. Oh my god. I just want to fucking... Then we get to see a shot of Mike and Vanessa from behind. Then you hear a voice that says, "Where are you going to run to?" Now, I don't know who specifically it is, but I can't wait to find out. Then we get a shot of the motherfucking Wizards. Withered Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. They're all powering on. Now, in the games, they were also called the Unwithereds before they became the Wizards. They were the original Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. I'm thinking that's going to be the same case for this universe, but oh my god, they look incredible. I think my favorite has to be either Withered Chica or Withered Bonnie, just because the amount of detail and work. It looks so good. Now we get a shot of Vanessa looking down, presumably a hole, and then above we see little like black fingers kind of going over her. That's very much clearly the puppet. If you look at the puppet's fingers, they're pretty much the same. I'm assuming it's the puppet or the marionette just looking over Vanessa. We also get a scene of Mike saying, what do they want with my sister? I think it's just going to be a case of the first movies, make her one of them. But they could change it up, so who knows? We also get a shot of Abby screaming, and then a quick shot of what presumably is Toy Freddy in her room. We know in this movie that the animatronics are gonna leave the restaurant and venture out. So I think it's just a case of Toy Freddy kind of breaking in. We quickly get a shot of Toy Freddy kind of walking out and about, and then we see Toy Bonnie sneaking up on a woman while she's sitting on her couch, raising a sharp object at her. From what I can tell, I think it's a screwdriver, but who knows? We also get to hear a voice saying that half of the town would be dead by tomorrow. There was a leak from a Comic-Con a while ago where they revealed footage of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and there was a character that sounds extremely similar to the voice in the trailer, and it was the tour guide for the paranormal investigators that were seen in one of the earlier trailers. It sounds very identical, but I'm not sure where they're gonna take this character. I don't really have any theories on him, but I cannot wait to see what is entailed for this character. We then see a shot of Toy Chica walking into a dark room. Her eyes start to show light, and it looks like she's scanning or surveying the room. We do see a teacher character played by Wayne Knight being dragged from under a table. So from my guess, it's basically her hunting him down. But yeah, it looks really fucking good. Then we get to see a shot of Balloon Boy popping up, that motherfucking bitch. But in all seriousness, we see Balloon Boy popping up, and it looks like one of those perspective shots. My guess is there's a gray thing he kind of pops up from. I'm assuming it's the monitor, because I am assuming this is from Mike's point of view, and it's basically a scene where Balloon Boy gets into the office and is basically saying, yo, look, I stole your fucking batteries. Then we see the tour guide for that I talked about before, played by Freddie Carter, opening a curtain. I am, again, not really sure what his character is gonna play in the movie, but I'm guessing he could be one of the antagonists, but I don't know. Then we get to see a small shot of Withered Chica walking down a dark hallway with what it looks like Withered Freddy behind her. I'm just going to say they cooked with these scenes, and they cooked with the animatronics. Then we get a very, very quick shot of a family just kind of huddling in a corner, kind of scared. Then we see Vanessa, something hits her windshield, and then she crashes the car. While she's looking around, she's not really noticing anything right away, and then the glass shatters, and you see Mangle, beautiful Mangle, kind of creeping down from one window, and she's reaching over through the other passenger window and trying to grab her. Now, in a previous trailer, we did see Mangle on top of that car breaking through the windshield. Mangle is easily my top 5 character in the entire series. She's within that realm. I was really excited to see Mangle come to the big screen. I feel like she'll be the creepiest out of all of them, because I know in the games she was kind of taken apart and put back together. And I know in this movie universe, she's a failed take apart, put back together attraction. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see her on the big screen. Then we get the title card. This is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And then we get a quick shot of Foxy running towards the security desk, Withered Foxy specifically. And it just looks so good. So goddamn happy. It looks like he's running down the hallway. I wanted that more in the first movie. But oh my goodness, I'm so happy that we're finally getting that. Now, I am incredibly excited for this movie. I've been keeping close tabs on it. The animatronics look fantastic. They look creepy, unnerving, unsettling, but also ominous. And they look so good. Toys, the Wizards, they're perfectly designed. It looks like they're pulled straight from the game. And I cannot wait to see the kills, how they behave, if they have different personalities. I know in the movie, the Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, and Toy Chica, all have voice actors. Kellen Goff, Matt Pat from Game Theory, but he retired a little bit ago, and then Megan Fox, respectively. Megan Fox kind of took me a bit back, but honestly, thinking about it, her voice does fit. Matt Pat, I am very excited to see. And Kellen Goff is a Five Nights at Freddy's veteran at this point. He's voiced too many characters. He's collecting Freddy's like they're goddamn Infinity Stones. It's crazy. But my mind's fucking blown. Now I hand it off to you guys. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for the movie? Are you a Five Nights at Freddy's fan? And just let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you made it this far, tell me your favorite animatronic in the series. I would love to know. But anyways, if you guys like my content and want to see more, I have a TikTok, Instagram, and X account. They should be on screen. But I am grateful again for the love and support that you guys have been giving me. And yeah, I think that's it. I will see you on the other side of the blade. This has been pretty terrifying.